Hey everyone, this is LordDavon from the ECF, the New Vapor, and the Vapor Junction forums. And today I am bringing you the VVPV from NotCigs.com. So, the VVPV is a variable voltage personal vaporizer, hence VVPV. I like to call it vape and flask, and that's because it looks like a flask. Now, there's a lot to go over and not a lot of time, so I'm going to do this as quickly as possible, and I hope I don't miss anything. That being said, let's get into it. If you're looking for my approval as to whether or not to go out and buy this and say, make up your mind, that kind of thing, no, just go get it. Go get it. It's fantastic. I love this, and I'm going to explain why I love it so much. But if you wanted that approval, there's your approval. Go out and get it. Turn off the video. You're done. Okay. That being said, we're going to talk about safety, and we're going to talk about the buzz circuitry that is in the Buzz Pro, the Infinity Pro, and the VVPV, because there are always different levels of protection. And with this ECF thing, with the banning, or not banning, but talking bad about dual battery mods and all that different stuff that's out there, I do want to talk to you about the different levels of protection that are in the NotCigs products, because anything that uses buzz's circuitry will have overcurrent protection. And the overcurrent protection is that if the batteries decide that they want to just expel all their juice and right into the circuit will shut itself down and it won't damage your mod. They have overtemp protection. And the overtemp protection is if it gets too hot, it could damage the batteries. It could, put you into an unsafe situation that will shut itself down until it cools to a level that's acceptable. It has reverse battery protection for morons like me who have destroyed mods by putting batteries in them backwards. That's very nice to have, especially when you're investing this type of money. It has short circuit protection, and I don't know how many times I have heard a story of somebody who puts some type of item, whether it be an atomizer, cartomizer, CE2, tank, whatever, they put it on their item, it has a short in it, it shorts out the circuitry. With this, it will not kill the mod, it will just shut down. You take that item off, it will start working again. But be careful with your other items, because if you don't have the buzz circuitry, you could damage your mod. You could have spent an awful lot of money to have a very nice paperweight. As well, this has an on-off switch. All of his products have a way of turning them off. With the Buzz Pro 2 and with the Infinity Pro, you just loosen up the battery connector on the bottom, it turns off. Well, with the VVPV, since it actually has a charger built into the system, you don't have that option, so instead it has an on-off button. So let's get into the VVPV. This is the VVPV. It is a very nice solid device. Let's get the lighting changed here a little bit. There we go. It is a very nice solid device, and when I say solid, things I have called solid in the past, this could crush them by smacking them a few times. It is very solid. It's mega solid. The VVPV does look like a flask, as you can see. We have an on-off button. We have a charger port right there. It has a side door with a window so that you can see how much juice is left in the bottle, and we'll get into the bottle in a little bit. It has a bottom cap and a top cap. The choices for this aluminum bottom and its body, and it does have a very thick aluminum body, is black and chrome plated. As well, the side door has a black and a chrome option. This one is chrome. The bottom and the top are brass, and they have the option of being either brass or chrome plated. The battery door is underneath this bottom. You have 4 Torx screws. When you get the unit, the batteries, which are the Trustfire Black and Red 14500s, they're 3.7 volt and they are 900 mAh. It comes with these torque wrenches. you use the number 5, you take out those 4 screws, you pop batteries in, one is up, one is down, gives you that in the instructions. You put the plate back on, you make sure that it's in place and it will fit in there nice and secure, and then you put the 4 little screws back in. Once you do that, you won't have to do it for a very, very long time because of this charger port right here. It has the activation button, which is a very, very easily clicked button, which is nice because there's no fatigue to your thumb or your finger. You're not going to get sore using this over and over. I've been using this for 3 days. I have not had any problem whatsoever. It is very comfortable to use this button. I would like to see it in more products coming up. It has the pot for adjusting the voltage. Mine is, of course, backwards because this is a demo unit, which Mike may never see again. Alright, so this is actually the top to the bottle. It's a little button that's attached to the bottle. We'll get into that in a second. And it also has a option for the connector here, which has a nice little reservoir around it in case something leaks, like the Buzz Pro 2 and the Infinity Pro and Buzz Pro. But has the has a reservoir, but it comes in chrome or brass, and it also comes in a 510, 801, an 808, and a 901 connector. So you get some choices when you order this. It does come with the bottle system. The dripper system is actually in here. It's the dripper with the bottle. We're going to get into that a little bit more. And the only tricky part to this that I've ever had is trying to get the little post to the cover back on. We'll get to that in a little bit. I've given up. This top is not the one that comes with it. It took me about 2 seconds to put a little hole in a whistle tip that I had. This is the one that comes with it, which is a smaller 510 style. This is my 3.5 atomizer, ohm atomizer from I Can Vape that I love very, very much. And I have a 510 sealed connector at the bottom just in case. I use it anytime I'm dripping, and this is an automated dripping system, so I have put that on here. It's not very difficult to do a little hole in any item that you have. This took me 3 minutes with an X-Acto knife. But Mike is coming out with a little piece that you can put the tube into, that you can put into your atomizers, and then use any drip tip that you wish. That should be out shortly. The bottle system is a very nice little bottle. It's 5 milliliter. I lift it up with my thumb and pull it out a little bit to get the bottle out. You unscrew it, you fill it with juice, you screw it back in. Then all you have to do is take this is the top little button to the bottle activation with a small spring, and you fit that into the top hole and then just pop the bottle in. This is the only tricky part. There are magnets in this. There's one at the top, one at the bottom. As well, there's maybe 2 in the top that get it to the connector up top. Actually, there's a small magnet in the top part as well. You get it lined up in the hole, and then you pop the cover back on, and it fits in there very nicely. Now, this is a demo unit. Mine rattles a little bit, very little, but it's only found on this demo unit as well. The pot is backwards. It's only on the demo unit, so all of the ones that are out there don't have these issues, but mine does, because I get the best. Alright, we're running out of time, so let me get into this. You turn this thing on, and it has nice rounded sides to it, so it does fit in your hand very well. I brought this to work with me, by the way. I brought it to work with me on Friday, and everybody who held this, the very first thing they said, well, the first thing they said is it looks like a flask, hence vaping flask. Mike, listen to me when I give you these name recommendations. I mean, come on. But it does look like a flask, but it has a very good weight to it. It's not overly heavy. You can hold this in your hand for a very, very long time and not feel fatigued. But it feels solid. It has that type of weight to it. It does have more weight than my Infinity Pro, but it's dispersed differently where it's comfortable in my hand. You just feel the quality of this. When you put this in your hand, you're going to say, yes, this feels like quality. And I haven't been able to put this thing down. I am massively in love with this unit. It is fantastic, and I honestly believe this is Mike's finest work to date. Okay, so you turn it on. You can hold it in your hand. You can hold it like this, like I have. This is my preferred usage of it, where my thumb is just over on the side. Press down a little bit, and I vape. Now, vaping results are going to be different depending on what atomizer, cartomizer that you use, and this will work with cartomizers, this will work with atomizers, it will work with anything you can drip into. You can put any item on this, and you don't have to use the drip system. You can pull the bottle, and you can use any item, anything that you want on this thing. It's a very nice PV without even factoring in the dripping system. But the dripper, which it comes with the dripper system, when you press the button, it will shoot a couple of drops of juice down into the atomizer or cartomizer, whatever you have in it. One press is all I've ever needed to use. I hit the button, and I vape. Now, is this the end all to dripping? I don't know. That's for you to decide. Is it to me? Yeah, I would take this over dripping any day. I get the same flavor I get from dripping. I get the same power I get from dripping. This is exactly what I want it to be. It is fan-frickin-tastic. It really is. I can't say it enough. It has a nice feel to it in the palm of your hand because it's rounded. Now, another nice thing is because this does cost a lot of money, it's not a broken investment. This is not something that's going to be falling apart on you in a while because it's so solid. But if you lose the battery door, you can get another one. He'll sell you another battery door. If you strip out your torque screws, you can get more torque screws. The tops, the bottoms, the electronics in here, it's just like all of the rest of the NotCigs items. You can service this thing yourself or you can send it to him, but this is a long-term investment. And it's going to give you a lot of bang for your buck. This is a very, very nice unit. I can't say it enough. I can't express how comfortable this is to hold in my hand, how easy it is to use. I really do love the button system, and I do like the fact that the light goes from red to blue like all of his mods when you're using it. Now, the charging system, you got to make sure it's on in order for it to charge because it does disconnect the wiring to the battery when you turn it off. It breaks that connection. This is the charger. It is a wall wart. It comes with a 3-foot cable. I said we were going to get into the bad. This is the bad. This 3-foot cable drives me nuts. As a matter of fact, so doesn't the fact that the light is on the wall wart. This light will turn from green to red when it's charging and back to green when it's charged. But I will have this plugged in underneath my desk. Everywhere I have plugged it in, I plug it in someplace. When I plug it into the VVPV, I have to look under my desk to find out if it's charged. Plus, it's only a 3-foot cable. You know, there's a lot of situations you're going to be in where you need a larger cable. I have addressed it with Mike. He's looking into options. That's not I mean, yes, it's kind of nitpicky, but it's a bad. Give me that. As well, the battery door on this unit, you know, I can't stress this demo unit, does seem to, you know, be a little bit flimsy. I shouldn't say flimsy, a little bit rattly, which makes me a little concerned that it could come off. Now, it does fit in my pocket nicely, and it has never come off. No matter what I have done to the VVPV, the battery door has yet to come off, but, you know, who knows? As well, when I plug this in, the connector is a little bit loose. You can use it. It is a pass-through, so you can use it while it's charging. Because of that, I want this thing to be a very tight fit. It is not. It does move around a little bit in there. I don't like that about it. That's it. That's the bad. Again, this thing is fantastic. I can't say that enough. Mike, this is your finest work to date. I am absolutely in love with the VVPV. That being said, This is LordDavon. Let them know I sent you.